Welcome back, everyone. I am Robbie.
I'm Jye.
And I'm Liam.
And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is in theatres right now. We've all seen it. We've done our non-spoiler review for it. If you haven't seen it, go check that one out. Don't watch this one because we're going to be going into spoilers with this one. So that's a spoiler warning. If you haven't seen Fallen Kingdom, turn off, go watch the film and come back. And let's get into it.
How many can you save?
11 species. Blue is the last of her kind.
You'll never capture her.
We thought you might know someone who could help.
A rescue op? What could go wrong? Hey, Blue. You know me. Come with me. You know you can't stay here. Pack your men up right now.
It was all a lie!
Right, so Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom opens with, as I said in the previous review, what I think is the best opening in a Jurassic Park film.
Yeah,
so
I second that, yeah.
It is exciting, it's visually awesome, it's...
Frightening.
Yeah, it is, and it's very reminiscent of The Lost World, which, granted, is my least favourite in the series, but it felt really good here. It felt really good.
I just feel like Jurassic Park to me. Like it's the first time they've actually come up again with Isla Nublar at the beginning, like the title saying 120 miles off the coast. Like that was awesome. That was a great little callback. Continue.
Yep. It was excellent. As I said in the previous review as well, it is such a shame the rest of the film does not live up to this brilliant opening. So you didn't like the opening?
No, actually, I didn't mind it. It had me. It had me gripped in, and I was like, yeah, this is decent. You know, this is pretty good. I'm liking the atmosphere that it's setting up, and I'm hoping that the film continues with that. But there was just one thing that just, like, completely ruined it, and it's referring to the lighting of the dinosaur. How they're in the helicopter, they're being like, oh, there's a T-Rex behind you, come on, come run. And the guy is standing at the generator and he's like, what? And then it's like a flash of lightning and you see the T-Rex in his face and then it like goes to black and then the guy turns around and he's like, huh? There's nothing there. What are you talking about? And if you've ever watched like pantomime theatre, it just felt like that. And at that point I was like, yeah, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. All right. And then, you know, the rest of the opening was fine. I think it's a shame that they spoiled something. They spoiled the dude getting eaten, like him not escaping in the trailer, which is a big problem the trailers had because they reveal it a lot of the movie.
Let's say right off the bat, the
trailer show way too much.
Is the entire film. The trailer legitimately shows the last shot of the film.
And the last line of dialogue.
Yeah. A lot of the closing montage. Like there's a TV spot right now on TV which shows the T-Rex roaring at the lion in the zoo. Like, you know, like and the Mosasaurus in the wave.
And what makes
a waste of that awesome shot.
Well, what makes it annoying is that this isn't even the only offender of that. It's such a common thing these days to have the entire trailer ruin everything. And I'm like.
But the problem with this one is that not only did the trailer ruin the film, but like what the trailer leads you to believe the film is going to mostly be about in the third act is not this film. That is obviously going to be the next film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and that's what I mean. Like I've got no problem with them being a little montagey in the film, but don't show it in the trailer because then you obviously expect that's going to be an entire scene.
Exactly right. So like that's what I said. So
imagine seeing all that at the very end, and for the very first time, it would have a completely different effect than us being like, oh, okay, that was the entire
because
thing.
legitimately it got to like I kept checking my watch coming up in the film. I thought, Jesus, we've only got like 5 minutes left of the film. What about the Mosasaurus in the wave? What about the scene with the dinosaurs from the city? Blah blah blah. And then like
Montage.
legitimately montage 1 minute at the end of the film. It's like, okay, that was really underwhelming.
It's also a shame that they set up, I don't know what it's called, sorry, fish dinosaur.
Yeah, Mosasaurus.
Yeah, that one. It's a shame that they set up that in the beginning of the film it's escaped and it's like, oh, it's in the real world, and it has nothing to do with the rest of the film. It's literally the one shot at the end where you see it in the wave. And it's like, oh, okay, I was really wanting to see it, like, do some Jaws shit, you know, eat some people. But no, it didn't have any payoff to that setup at all.
As
It's
I
a shame.
touched upon in the non-spoiler review, pacing was an issue for me.
No, see, that was an issue for me.
So from when they I think the scene where they're on the boat coming back from the island to the mainland, far too long. They spend too long cutting bullets out of dinosaurs, trying to get specimens' blood. Too long.
Dragged.
And then from the moment they reach Lockwood Estate to the end of the film, that should have been half that time. That the Lockwood Estate stuff should have been Act 2 of the film, and then Act 3 should have been something different. They spent too much time at the auction, too much time just in the estate in general, too much time just with overexposure of Rafe Spall's villain character.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound very negative in this spoiler review. I still think the movie's fine.
You're
I
just
had a fun time
critiquing
watching
it.
it. I just have to say what I think was, I still had a lot of fun watching it. I thought Rafe Spall's villain was very two-dimensional.
It felt like a cartoon.
I didn't think he was good
Felt
at all.
like a cartoon.
And James Cromwell, I thought felt like a wooden stereotype. He didn't feel like a real character to me.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with James Cromwell. Who was he?
He's the old guy.
The old guy.
Oh,
From
right.
Babe.
Hammond's partner.
Yes.
That they. It's not exclusive to this franchise, but it's such an annoying thing when you have something that's set up in like the first film, maybe the second film, and then later it's like, yeah, that happened, but there was also this guy. And it's basically saying, oh yeah, Hammond didn't actually create Jurassic Park on his own. It was also this guy that did it too. But then he did something really bad, which they try to keep very hidden for the whole film.
For sure.
And it's like, oh well, Hammond got all the credit when he did that too. And I was like, wow, we're only finding out about this important character like 4 movies after the first one. I'm not a fan of that at all, and I thought that this film did it really badly.
No,
counterbalance us because we're talking about the pacing and how we didn't really like counterbalance.
I thought that I love the pacing. When it got to the end and the Indoraptor gets killed, I was like, oh, shit, was that already? Are we at the end already? I thought it was only halfway through the film. And even though when the whole fight was going on, I was like, this feels like the climax, but I swear I've only been watching the movie for like an hour and a half, max. So I thought the pacing was full on the entire way through. There wasn't a single moment that I thought dragged or anything. The Rafe Spall villain, yes, he is two-dimensional, but so is Nedry in the first one. You think about it, all he's out for is money.
Money. Yeah, that's true.
He is just as cartoony as Rafe Spall is.
But he had character. He's entertaining to watch because he is very two-dimensional.
And he's very slapstick. Like, they
No
even
doubt.
add in a slip sound to him falling over.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And he's very entertaining, and he's like one of the two-dimensional characters where you're like, yeah, I can't wait to see him get eaten by a dinosaur. Whereas this guy, it's just sort of like, he's gonna get eaten by a dinosaur. It's coming up soon. I know it, and I didn't really care.
Speaking of villains, though, I will say I did actually hate the other villain. I cannot for the life of me remember his name. The hunter guy who Rafe Spall hires.
Oh, that was awful. I want my raise. I want my bonus. What was it? I want my bonus.
What was his name?
Wheatley.
That's it. But he gets, I thought he was going to get ripped in half. When the dinosaur lifted him on the arm, I thought he was going to get ripped in half.
They did the exact same pantomime stuff there as well.
But I think, however, I do think his death was satisfying because I did actually hate watching. Like, I didn't like him as a character. Like, I thought, you are an asshole. Like, I want to see you be.
He reminded me a lot. At first, when I first saw him, he reminded me a bit of Roland in the Lost World, like the one who wants to hunt the T-Rex. Yeah. And I was like, no. You remind me of more of the dick that gets torn apart by the compies in Lost World.
Yeah,
I couldn't wait for him to die.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
So when especially when when Chris Pratt's trying to calm Blue down, he leaves him there for dead. And I thought, yeah, this guy's going to die a horrible death.
And he does. He gets the most violent
which is a good payoff. Like, I thought, okay, at least, he's gone.
It's just a shame that they do the exact same pantomime thing again, except instead of lighting, it's like the Indoraptor's face, he's pretending to be unconscious, basically, the Indoraptor. And it's laying there, and then it's like, oh, when the dude's looking away and is wagging his tail or something. And it's like, he's wagging the tail, the hunter guy turns around and the tail's down, and he's like, oh, it's still knocked out. And it's like, it's just it was just so cheesy. I just didn't enjoy it at all.
I love that bit. I love how I just thought the way they used the Indoraptor in the entire film was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was like the Indominus Rex was big and scary and everything, but I thought this was definitely like more the raptor side of the whole equation, where I just felt like it was always toying with them and one step ahead of them the entire time.
Right. I will disagree. I think the Indoraptor was very weak as a villain and underused. I can't believe they killed the Indoraptor. I didn't expect the Indoraptor to die, which is good. Like, I didn't see it coming. I would have liked it to stay alive so we saw more of it, because I don't think it reached the threatening threat as, say, the Indominus. I thought the Indominus...
for me.
I thought the Indominus Rex was an excellent villain for Jurassic World. I was like genuinely frightened of that creature. The Indoraptor, I didn't feel.
I feel like if with the Indoraptor, if it did survive, it would have been a pretty decent introduction to the big bad dinosaur of the third movie. And it's not a big T-Rex. It's quite a nimble, fast, just vicious killing machine. And I thought, cool, that could be cool for the next movie. And if this movie was just like, if it used the Indoraptor and was like, okay, this is just setting it up. We're not going to show what this dinosaur can do just yet. We're going to give you a taste, and then in the next movie, it is gonna mess some stuff up. But no, he just dies, and it was a shame. Like I said, underused. Well, like you said, rather underused. Waste of potential.
Yeah. See, I thought. Well, actually, I knew that they were going to kill him off at the end. I had a suspicion because they confirmed that there was going to be no hybrids featured at all in Jurassic World 3. It's going back. It's going back to. That's why Colin Trevorrow's comments about it being more like the original Jurassic Park. That's what he was referring to. He's going back more to paleontology and like actual real dinosaurs. There's not going to be any mixed breeding or anything like that going forward. So the Indoraptor is the final hybrid of the series. Well, at least of this trilogy. Honestly, they probably keep going. But I thought that while yes, it had minimal screen time, I thought it was extremely effective. I felt more threatened by the Indoraptor within its first 5 minutes than I did in the first hour of the Indominus Rex.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the design or the intro it got. Like when Toby Jones' auction character was introducing it, and you get the kind of like the close-up shots of like the claw and then like the teeth and everything. I don't know if it was that effect that got to me or just the combination of well, actually, one thing I loved about it, the whole Indoraptor just felt wrong. Like it was constantly like shivering and twitching in really weird ways. Like it was never still. Even when it was like stalking, it was always, you could see like its skin was like crawling the entire time.
Right.
And it's always the whole thing felt unnatural, which I loved about it. The Indominus Rex always felt like it was in control of itself.
Yeah.
The Indoraptor, I never got that feeling. I feel like it was always just on the verge of just having this huge burst of whatever, of ferociousness almost.
Right.
And like there's a moment when the stalking first begins, when the breakouts happened, and it's Claire, Owen, and Maisie alone in the main museum section, like the Triceratops skull in the middle. And like there's no music or anything there, and that's when you first get the first proper glimpse of the Indoraptor like stalking through the museum.
Yep.
And there's this big lingering shot when they're hiding behind the museum display, and it does this panning shot over the Indoraptor, and you just see it just moving in really unnatural ways, and you get a glimpse of the claws, and the claws like bent backwards really grossly.
Yeah.
And like its jaw does this weird kind of like, it's constantly just kind of like chattering, like it something about it just gave me an eerie feeling which nothing ever did with the Indominus Rex.
Yeah, fair enough. I think one of the major creepy scenes of the Indoraptor was in Maisie's bedroom. Which was totally ruined by the trailer. So like the first trailer we got like it coming into the bedroom, and then we see Chris Pratt come in. It's like, oh shit, okay, what's going to happen here? In the second trailer, like, we see Blue come to the rescue. It's like, okay, well, this is totally resolved now. We know what happens here.
Which also ruined the whole, oh, Blue's dying, I wonder if Blue's going to live or not.
Yes, as
Yeah,
well.
because we hadn't seen that. Yeah, of course.
Which I knew they were going to kill a Blue in this movie, because she's the last raptor. They're not going to kill off one of the star dinosaurs before the trilogy ends.
True. If you haven't seen the trailer, do not watch it. If you haven't seen the film
It's a
yet,
bit late for the spoiler review.
of course, but but still, if you want visuals, if you want the visuals, don't watch the trailer because it just totally, or just warn your friends and family, because it's ridiculous.
But yeah, I had a very strong inclination, even when in the trailer when you see her getting shot and then she's on the operation table.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't going to be the end of her because, like I said, like she's the last Velociraptor, and they're not gonna, between the T-Rex and the Raptor, like they're obviously the two most iconic dinosaurs of the franchise.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they killed her off, I would have been very surprised, but I had a very strong feeling that at least until part 3, she's safe. They might kill her off in part 3. Same with Rexy, they might finally kill that one off.
Haven't they killed Rexy? Didn't Rexy die in number 3?
Different one.
Or was that a different one?
That's on a different island.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we just spoke about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The series that has like actually maybe the baby T-Rex from the Lost World.
That's right.
But no, so yes, I knew she was going to come through. What did we think of the Blue and Owen relationship?
At first I thought, oh, that's cute. I like this. I like the stuff with him looking at the tablet and reminiscing. But at the same time, it was just like, actually, I just want to see that. I don't want to see him just like skipping through footage and looking at the good old days. I want to see the good old days. I would have loved to have seen, him actually raising Blue properly, and then actually get a good sense of what their relationship was supposed to be, because I can get on board with the idea, but the execution was just sort of poor, and I just didn't care. I didn't feel any connection between them. But yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, as I said in our Jurassic World review, I'm not a huge fan of like the Blue Chris Pratt character, the Blue and Owen relationship. I think it's fine. I just think it's a bit corny. It's a bit cheesy at times. It's fine. Yeah, I don't have too big a problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't watch it and go, oh, here we go again. So
it's not quite grown worthy. It's just sort of like not developed enough, I feel. And it's it is a bit cheesy.
Also, did we establish that Blue was a girl in Jurassic World?
They're all girls. They're all females.
Did we know that in Jurassic World?
They say in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, all the dinosaurs.
All the dinosaurs are female. That's BD Wong's #1 rule, so they can't breed.
Right. Okay. It never occured to me. I must have just forgotten that line.
The Indoraptor is the first male dinosaur in the
Right.
series.
Okay. It never occurred. It never occurred to me. I must.
Is there anything
Okay,
else
so
we need to
we mentioned briefly in our non-spoiler one the scene that tore me apart, but obviously made you laugh.
Yeah,
that poor Brachiosaurus on the pier.
I thought that was sad. I didn't burst into tears or anything.
That was gut wrenching.
I thought it was sad. I thought, oh, that poor bastard, he's stuck on the island. Like I thought it worked. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was.
I'll tell you what I found funny, which you're gonna completely disagree with, but obviously
I disagree.
It's like, there you go. All right, moving on. No, obviously it's the. Is it the first dinosaur you see in the franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a big thing of, oh no, it's being left behind. It's gonna die. The part I found funny was when it was engulfed in shadows and smoke and flames and everything. And just at the last moment, it did the thing that it does in the first movie where it stands up and like, "Urgh," and I thought that was so cheesy.
I thought that was
so
fantastic. I thought
dumb.
that was such a brilliant way to bookend
Is that how it's
the entrance and the exit of the series.
But is that how it's gonna
island.
die? Like, it felt like a last minute, oh, by the way, here's a callback to the first movie, and it's dead.
I liked that moment.
I didn't like it.
No, I thought it was fine. I thought it was rather
Yeah,
sad.
I strongly disagree with that one.
When I say I found it funny,
it's
it's not like burst out laughter. It was just sort of like, what? You know, for me.
No, I thought that moment worked. But
okay, we haven't really talked much. I mean, he hasn't got much screen time, but Jeff Goldblum Okay, so you obviously are going to disagree with what I'm about to say. I thought that he was used extremely well. I would have, of course, loved to see much more of Jeff Goldblum. You can never get enough of Jeff Goldblum.
Never enough. So
But
entertaining.
considering this is Jurassic Park, and that those lines of dialogue that he says, no one, I think, could deliver those lines of dialogue except for Ian Malcolm. The line about one of my favorite ones is when he says, "Change is like death. You don't know what it's like until you're at the gates." And I thought I loved that line because that's actually almost straight up again out of the book, but that is almost pretty much been the theme for the entire series. Is you don't know, you're tampering with all this stuff. You don't know what it's going to be like until it happens, and it's too late then. And I loved how he bookended the film. I thought that was fantastic.
See, you're going to be surprised with what I say. I thought he was fine. Genuinely.
Wow.
I didn't hate his involvement.
Okay.
I can say it felt maybe a bit shoehorned, but it wasn't incredibly jarring, and it made sense that, being such a big influence from the franchise, he would have a say about this new park and, what to do with the last remaining dinosaurs. But the biggest problem I have harks back to the trailers, because he has about 3 minutes of screen time and all of it is in the second trailer for the film. And it's such a shame.
Nearly all of it, yeah.
It's such a shame that they just
But
basically
again,
they milked the fact that he's in the movie, and it sucks.
But then, I've had this problem obviously with other films before where they reveal things. I don't think the film should be looked at negatively because of the way because of the way it's marketed. But yeah, the trailer did spoil a lot in this film, but that doesn't take away from. Well, for me, it doesn't take away from the quality of the film. The film is the film, and then the trailer is whatever the studio decides it's going to be. I thought that I did love how he still did, he was Ian Malcolm. He did not budge from his ideologies of the entire franchise, where his opening line is, "No, the dinosaurs should be taken out by the volcano. This is a course correction. We've tampered with the natural order of things, and this is nature's way of fixing that."
Yeah.
Theoretically, some pterodactyls could have survived though, surely. They're flying. Or the mosasaurus. Not all of them are going to die anyway.
Well, at the time I thought the mosasaurus would still be locked in his pen, which means that water would have killed it.
Sure.
But it's one of the aspects I loved, which I think I mentioned in our non-spoiler one, was how there's elements missing in most of the Jurassic Park sequels for me that this one did right, and that was the moral debate that most of the sequels don't get. But this one I thought did very well. The whole, should they live, should they die, should they... yes, the creation of them was wrong, as Ian Malcolm very clearly states, and we all agree with. They should not have been brought back to life. But they are still living creatures now. Should they suffer because of the actions of people?
It didn't work for me.
See, that did work for me, yeah.
Like,
and Claire and Owen admit that they are part of Jurassic World. They are partly responsible for it. Owen for different reasons to Claire, obviously, but Claire, the entire time she's wrestling with, if they're let loose, obviously it's going to be detrimental to human lives, but at the same time, should they be made to suffer because of that they didn't ask to be brought back to life, and now they're being tortured and everything. I liked it. I really loved that whole aspect of the film.
I just thought it wasn't done well. That's just me. I felt like it's probably, not good to think this in a movie where dinosaurs have been brought back to life, but I was just thinking, okay, how would this go down in the real world? And I just thought, I just can't get behind the idea that anyone would be pro-dinosaur, pro letting them live, especially because they're just this monstrous creation of science, really. But
Well, see, that's why I disagree. I don't think they are a creation of science, but they are still animals. The Indoraptor, I look at as a monstrosity. That thing has no right to live, and that same with the Indominus Rex. But the other dinosaurs, I don't look at it that way. Like, I don't think they should be by any means put above human lives. I'm not saying that, but I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be completely discounted because they are still living things.
Yeah, it's just when you bring into the fact that humans' lives are at risk, you know.
But human lives are at risk because of the actions of humans. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but their lives are at risk, and when it comes to, no matter who got down to it and created it or let it happen, you know, I don't think human life would risk human life again.
I think we're segueing into
You know,
the actual debate of the film.
We're
I know.
actually, we actually
okay,
are.
I think we need to.
the last
We
big
go back to
thing.
the movie.
The last big.
I'm so sorry. Before we move on to the big spoiler of the movie, we need to talk about Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Franklin is awful.
Did you one sec? Did you like his character?
I like Franklin.
I did not. He's nowhere near as bad as other bad characters we've had this year. Example L3. L3 is the worst character, and Charles Wallace. They're the two worst characters.
Charles Wallace takes the crown for that one.
He's not. Franklin is nowhere near on the level of those two characters. However,
I
he is
think
so
he is.
unnecessary for this film. He legitimately moves the plot along. He disappears for about a third of the movie and then just comes back when it's like, oh yeah, remember him? He was in the film.
And you know what it feels like? It feels like, because I do think that the position of the character was needed. You needed someone that had this you know,
Of course.
tech savvy to go onto the island and do all the hacky stuff. But yeah, the problem is it felt like he was written to be a 12-year-old playing Call of Duty and squeaking every time they died. You know, it
Right.
just it didn't feel right, because like surely they would have more people that, you know, were into the technical side of stuff,
Right.
and surely maybe you'd have someone that's more keen to go. He can't just be the only one, and literally all of his involvement is just screaming for help and not wanting to be there. He's very clear that he doesn't want to be there. And you know, there is room for that to be comedic,
Well,
but
remember
I didn't think it was funny at all.
The whole venture of them going over is illegal. So it's only Bryce Dallas Howard's dinosaur group
Yeah.
and the couple
Yeah.
from. So, and he's pretty much he's the top of like as his intro states, like he's pretty much he's the guy who they go to for the technical stuff.
But would he be the only one in that group of dinosaur activists?
But considering how much time they had against him, you'd want to get the best one, and he was the best one.
Look, fair enough. And like I said, I don't think that would be bad. It's just the way he was written.
Right.
It was just the way he was written.
I thought it was good. I love Zia. I thought she was great in it.
Who?
The paleo vet.
Oh, her. I'd say I can't really remember.
She is fine.
Yeah, I thought she was.
She's kind
she
of
was good.
forgettable, but she's fine.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'm
sorry, I needed to bring up Franklin because I think he's one of the worst characters of the year.
No, I don't think he's one of the worst of
No.
the year, but he's not good.
He's on the same level, Charles Wallace.
Oh, no
For
way.
me, for me,
No
personally.
way.
way.
For me
No way in hell.
Okay.
All
What
right.
were you saying?
Let's get into this final revelation. I know it's going to split us down the middle, very much so.
Okay, so you know, there's always been this lingering question in the Jurassic Park movies of like, you know, how far can the science go, I guess. But you know, in a franchise where it's literally the whole thing is based on suspending your disbelief, I think that they just went too far with cloning a person. Basically, the old dude, James Cromwell, his daughter died, and what he did is he used scientists and science and the power of science to bring her back, and basically he acts as if it's his granddaughter, but it's actually his daughter, and it just felt like the most forced, unnecessary, mind-numbingly stupid thing that the franchise has done thus far. I just... Holy crap. I did not like it at all. It felt like they were just like, screw it. You know, any semblance of realism that we had before, we're now just gonna throw out the window for cloning a child. And it just like, it acted as if it was like this big moral thing. Oh, well, what would you do in this situation? But it's just something that would never happen, ever. And it's so stupid. I hated it. I hated it, and I know you disagree. I can see it in your eyes. But
Jye?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. I feel like the writers needed a reason. Like, how do we justify letting the dinosaurs out into the real world at the end?
Oh, yeah.
And so they needed a character to do that.
It's okay, take a breath.
And
Take a breath.
And this little girl was that character they thought up. Oh, let's do this. This will be a good reason. The dinosaurs can be like her. And so, like, yeah, I didn't like that bit. I thought, yeah, I didn't hate it as much as you did, but I definitely think I agree with you. It's the most outlandish thing the series has done, and that's saying something. Given this is a series about bringing dinosaurs back to Earth and creating a theme park around them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you liked it?
I did.
Wow. Okay.
So in our non-spoiler one, I mentioned how there was a moment I didn't know how I felt about it.
Right.
Not that I didn't dislike it, I just didn't know. I didn't know how to react to it at first, because that's the moment that really took me by surprise and completely blindsided me. And when they revealed, because when Maisie's first talking to James Cromwell at the beginning and she's talking about her mother, how she visited the park and everything, and James Cromwell's like, yeah, she did once. Back in my mind, it crossed my mind. I was like, oh, maybe her mum's Lex from the original one. But then that quickly went away because I was like, no, Lex is Hammond's granddaughter, so that couldn't be it. But I was curious to hear what the revelation was. Never crossed my mind that she was a clone. When they revealed that, I was like, holy crap, that is actually horrific. They've actually cloned this girl, and now she has to live with the fact that she knows she's a copy of her mother. And that was disturbing almost. I was like, what the hell? And
I definitely had the same reaction.
yeah, but see, I think I'd probably just reacted more positively.
Yeah.
I saw it as the next logical step in where the franchise has been going, pretty much.
See, I don't know how they're going to use it again. I honestly don't.
Like, I don't know what they're going to do with it. But it got me intrigued, really intrigued with what they're going to do with the next one.
See, it just completely sort of ruined it for me. I'm like, the fact that it intrigued you was awesome, but like, for me, it just did the complete opposite effect. I just completely lost interest. After that. I was like, yep, okay, no, I'm done. I'm done with this movie, and I'm probably not going to be watching the next one.
Really?
If I'm honest.
Oh, wow, I'll be there opening night.
I
cannot wait to see
what
what
we're talking
go
about.
with it.
Yeah, what we're talking about. So let's talk about the next one. So,
Yeah, so the ending of the film.
I assume that the next one will be another time jump ahead, 3 to 5 years or however long, and it's gonna be, yeah, because I've seen the posters all around the place, like a Planet of the Apes, like a new Planet of the Apes vibe to it. I feel that's where we're heading. So like
And well,
the dinosaurs are now I imagine the US or the world or however we're going with it is a bit overrun, can't contain them. Like, do you think that's where we're heading, or do we think that because
Honestly,
I would like that way to go like that. However, there's not that many dinosaurs out there, and surely the government or the armies or of the US would be able to contain these dinosaurs. There's no way. Like the mosasaurus are probably the hardest one to contain.
Yeah.
But
there is also the ones they still the lab does get away with all the embryos again. Like you see all the eggs being transported away.
Of course.
There's all that.
Of course.
And there's the buyers who did get some of the dinosaurs away from the auction.
Of course.
I feel like the escaped dinosaurs might be maybe the intro to the film, and then maybe that might be resolved fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And then whatever the other dinosaurs, like the other embryos, like the scientists and all that, whatever they're doing, I think might be the main part of the film, and that might be like the big takeover maybe.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting to see what they do. I hope, as we were just saying, it doesn't go the route of we need this little girl's blood to save the day. That will be crap. if that happens in the film, I will.
It's such an overdone cliche.
Of course, yeah. I don't think, or like, you know, we have to protect this little girl to protect the world. That, please no. Let's not let that cliche be the crux of the whole trilogy, because that will just not work. I don't think.
No.
And okay, and so yeah, the ending, the dinosaurs escaping.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure I know where you sit with that one.
I actually don't mind the idea. I like the idea that they're out in the real world.
What about how it happened? That's what I'm talking
How
about.
it happened was stupid.
Okay.
It was stupid and unnecessary and dumb. And like you said, it just felt forced. You know, having the girl be like, oh, they're like me, so they should get to live. It was dumb. I didn't like it.
See, when Bryce Dallas Howard's going to do it, I was like, whoa, that is completely against anything she's done up to this point. Where yeah, she's an advocate for the dinosaurs, but she still always put the safety of people first. So when she went for the button, I was like, is she actually going to do it? And when she pulled back, I was like, thank God she didn't do it. And then when the door was opening, I was like, what? And then the camera turns and you see Maisie is the one who pushed the button. That didn't. For a second I thought, oh crap, that's it, they're out. But it didn't. I didn't have any negative thoughts about it. Like, for me, it was a little girl with a gut reaction at the time, and yeah, not.
Right.
I mean, because when you're 10 years old, you don't even think about like the big consequences or anything. It's just a gut reaction. She's seen all these dinosaurs about to die, and it was this quick gut thing like, yes, save them, and then that's it. Like, well, no turning back now.
Sure. What would you do if it was like, if it was more comedic, like she went, no, I can't do it. Oh, I nearly did it. And it just left on the that would be terrible.
You know, I think I might like it more. Get a good laugh. No,
that would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. Really bad. No.
One thing that I completely forgot to mention in our non-spoiler one was I loved the use of animatronics in this film. Because there was a lot of them, and I thought it was so good.
Right, I thought it was good, but at the same time, it's nothing new. It's nothing inspired.
Well, I was just about to say, I didn't really notice, like I don't know if that's a testament to good CG, but I do remember what we were talking about before this came out. They were like, oh, the filmmakers and the creators were like, we're going back to the basics. We're doing a lot of animatronics. It's gonna be good. And I'm glad they are doing that. However, didn't really notice. Like, I didn't really look at it and go, fuck yeah, there's the animatronics. You know what I mean? Like, and I think 99% of people will be the same. I don't think they'll notice. I don't think it will care. So I don't know if that's a testament to how good the CGI looked, or I mean, I'm glad they're doing it. But yeah,
I think it's probably just me as a die-hard fan of the first one. I just loved that old school aspect of it.
Well, it's the same in The Force Awakens. Like, I was so glad.
They went
And
back
Solo,
to-
I was so
going
glad
back
to
to
see
the real
actual
props,
characters. So that was cool.
Actual locations.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So we all have pretty differing
We do.
thoughts on this film. Yeah, one end of the spectrum and the complete other end of the spectrum at that end.
Then you're sort of in the middle, but leaning like more.
I fully agree with a lot of your criticisms, but I still think that I know they hit me in the face there. That I think the film is still a lot of fun, and I still genuinely had a lot of fun watching it, and I was entertained. However, it's hard to ignore a lot of the criticisms. I'm hoping that the third film is excellent. I'm hoping I walk out of the third film giving it like 4 or 5 stars. Like I hope that's
I can't wait for the third film. And that's the one that Colin Trevorrow said that's the one he's been wanting to get to, so I'm curious to see what he's had in mind for the...
That's my problem. Is he writing it?
Yeah. And directing it.
He's directing as well. Great. Because...
Well, you enjoyed the first one. He wrote and directed that one.
That's true. However, I did not like the writing on this one, and I did not like the Book of Henry at all, and he wrote and directed that. So hopefully it'll be more like Jurassic World. So if it's like Jurassic World, I'll be fine.
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
At this stage.
3 years away. Go. Ugh. Start the countdown again.
You'll be the only one.
No, I won't be.
These creatures were here before us. And if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after. Welcome to Jurassic World.
Alright guys, those are our very, very, very different thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Surely you agree with one of us. If you didn't, I don't know where the hell you're sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you thought about the film in the comments. We always love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies. I was going to say see you at the films.